Hi, Facebook. So as I was explaining, I'm going to be doing a beautiful color on this beautiful mamacita. She wants some red in her hair. And I was showing people on Facebook, as well as I'm going to try to repeat myself. I'm using a 6 hair, which is a Redken color infusion. I love this color because it's beautiful, it's rich. I also have it in my hair right now. And this is hair extension. And it's this, honestly, this has been here for, my hair has been on my head for like about, I'll say this hair has been here for like 3 months. You can see all the new growth, but it still looks nice and fresh. All right, so, and I'm going to go ahead and do bleach first. I'm also using the Flash Lift Blonde. I'm going to lift it to as far as I can go. The deal is I'm using 30 volume. I am not using 40 volume. I'm using 30 volume. If you guys can see it, again, it's still Redken. I'm staying within the same line. And I'm not going to blow up her hair because I know how to do it. What I will do is I'm going to, when I put the bleach, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to cook it really fast because it's a salon. We move smart, but at the same time, we move with caution. And then I'm going to, when I'm done doing the bleach, I'm going to go in with this color with 10 volume because I'm just doing deposit only. And I'm just doing deposit only. So the red is going to take, you guys are going to get to see it because I'm going to follow, you're going to follow me with the process. And then at the end of the day, I am going to use this color. It is called Pop Riot. So Pop Riot color, I'm going to use that. And I'm doing the PYRO, so blood red, because she said she wants it red and beautiful, bright red. I'm going to come closer to my YouTube people so you guys can see that. Again, Pop Riot is the color that I'm using. And again, if you didn't see, the Redken 6R. These are all beautiful, very beautiful winter color, because again, you're going to have your red. Winter is dull, but then to have something fun, spunky, jumping back at you, that's how you do winter. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to let YouTube stay there. I'm going to flip this over so we can focus on me, and I'm going to get ready. What I would like to do, honestly, is let's put this here so you guys can see the client. I love to do my, I'll first base the client's hair. Flip this around, you guys can see. Make sure we got good positions here for everyone. Nope, let's stay right here. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do a good base on her. Good, get ready to start now. Put that towels nice. And I'm not gonna play no music because so you guys can hear me, but I'm gonna drink some water because I'm already thirsty. I'm gonna move this so you guys can see. I'm right-handed, so I gotta keep it on my right. Thank you. My hand. So I'm gonna base her scalp first. So this is a Design Essential Smooth. It says Smooth Scalp Protection. So I'm going to use this. Again, Design Essential Smooth Scalp Protection is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to just kind of go in. I'll put a little bit on my bowl so it's nice and clean. There is no color done without a gloves, right? We need them gloves. Now, all right. And I see that you have what? Have you had you coloring it before? You have some color at the tip, green. Is it permanent color or temporary color?
No, it's temporary color.
Temporary color. Okay. When did you do that?
Like a while ago.
What's a while?
I want to say like 2 years ago.
2 years, okay. And you haven't done any color since then?
No.
Okay, alrighty. You see how I'm doing a light consultation with her? You always want to consult and not assume. And by the way, this is not a new client. This is my old client, so it's not as if I don't know what her hair looks like. I do know I've done her hair before, so I'm very familiar with the texture, with how the hair would react. So I feel pretty confident. And you know, just to kind of give you guys a little gist, she has no kind of hair abrasion. She has no bruises in the scalp, none of that. And you always want to check for that. You don't want to assume that somebody's scalp is always good and ready to color. You always want to definitely check throughout. While you're kind of basing the hair, you're almost doing also a check. You're checking throughout to make sure that that scalp is good and safe to color. Now, one thing that I would say you do as a newbie, and even as a professional, you know, you want to do like a color strand to see how this color is going to take. We've passed that stage. We're good to go. We're good to go. We don't have any problems. So, but check. You can definitely do a patch test is what they call it. You do a patch test to make sure that your client is not allergic to any of the color that you're going to be putting into their hair. You want to also see how this color takes. Don't forget, like I said, I've been using Redken for a long time now, so I know how Redken color will deposit. The same Redken color is what's on my hair, so I have faith that, you know, we're gonna do just fine. All right, now I've based this hair pretty nicely. I even went as far as putting some base to around that hairline. I don't mind. I rather keep our skin safe and protected than assume. All right, one thing I'm also going to do is, you see this dread that is loose, and I don't know if you guys can see me, Facebook. I'm trying to move this a little closer. All right, we can never have a happy medium, but we will try to have a happy medium. So I'm gonna fix that first. Before I do any color, I'm gonna fix that dread and get that out of my way. And I bet she will be happy because, you know, we can have one odd braid out. So I'm using my crochet pin here. All right, I'm using my crochet pin. It's the first thing I'm going to use, and I'm going to do I'm going to do interlocking technique versus palm rolling. And the reason why is because I want it to be locked instantly. I don't want to have to wait. So you also want to look at the direction our dreads are going. You want to make sure you follow that direction. You don't want to, because you're recreating a new dread, you don't want to go too far away from what is already there. Sorry, only one I didn't bring it. Okay. That's my favorite crochet pin, by the way, even though I have tens and thousands of crochet pins in here. So you see already, that hair is kind of locked there. How is that? Good?
Yeah.
All right. So you still see I have this loose ends. I know you guys can't see it. Oh boy. Sorry about that. You guys can see it. So it's pretty far away. So there's a loose end here that I'm working on. I will probably show you when I'm done. So I'm going to kind of palm roll. I'm going to palm roll that. Make sure I bring it as straight as I can. Palm roll it, palm roll, palm roll. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out all those O's with also another interlocking. This is kind of advanced, but again, you can do it. You just have to pay attention to, because you're trying to close the O's, but you also don't want to. So you see how that is not given? Okay, that means that it's not liking where that is entering. So I'm going to go ahead and try this side. There we go, that's better. So, yeah. So you see that space right there? I want to try to close it if I can. There we go. There we go. So the leftover ends now. This is, you see that all this is locked? So the leftover ends I can braid up, and that's eventually going to lock up. I just braid it up. That little end that is there, I braid it up. And then I'll take my 0.5 pin, 0.5 pin. Oh, sorry. Here's the number. There we go. 0.5 pin, and I'm taking my 0.5 pin, and I'm gonna go into that dread and pull all the extra hair in. Because I did more of an interlocking, I really don't have any extra hair, and I have to be very careful. My hands is oily, so my pin doesn't hurt my hands. All right, so now the dread is locked. I can do my job now. Okay, fun stuff. Let's push this back a little bit. You guys can see. So we said we're going to do bleach first, so I'm going to remove all my color out the way. All clean. I'm still here, guys.